Nice.
All right, folks, welcome back to the channel and to another Hickory Hacker course vlog. This week we're playing a soggy 9 holes of modern Hickory golf at Tam O'Shanter Golf Course in Niles, Illinois. This course actually holds a significant space in golf history as the site of the first nationally televised golf tournament.
1953, Chandler Harper and Lew Worshem battle it out for $25,000 first prize money in the World Championship of Golf at Niles, Illinois. With so much at stake, both pros make every shot count. Harper draws the plaudits of the gallery with a drive that skids to a halt just 2 feet from the cup. But here's the shot that makes the history. Lew Worshem hits an approach that travels 140 yards and drops in the miracle shot that wins the money.
So we'll talk more about that history as we go, but here's what's in the bag for this round, sponsored by Stewart & Jacoby. Using my primary Hickory set, along with a Titleist True Feel ball, my ball of choice. And here are my playing partners today. That's Brennan Probst, his wife Katie Bear, and Bill Picard, who you'll recognize from a couple course vlogs in the 2021 season. Brennan and Katie were both playing with Hickory clubs here, one of their first rounds. I had just sold a set to Brennan, so excited to see him using those for the first time in this round. Here's an overhead view of what's left of the original 18 holes at Tam O'Shanter, plus some redesigned holes to make up the current day 9-hole layout. And it all starts with number 1, which is a par 4, 352 yards from the red tees, which is what we're playing today. Bill's going to get things started for us using his classic set of Top Flight blades and McGregor woods from the early 60s. One of many combinations of woods and irons that Bill has from the 60s. There's a nice start from Brennan. And his wife Katie also got off the tee, dressed for the part today. It's good to see. And I'm using the Tom Stewart driving iron, which is my club of choice off the tee these days. And that's a pretty good start for me. So I can hit that club pretty well off the tee, but when it comes to hitting it off the fairway, a little less consistent.
See? I'm good for those too.
Yeah, since this round, I've actually found a spoon, splice neck spoon. It's the same degree, 19 degrees, but about 41 inches length, and it's worked better for me off the fairway than the driving iron. I mentioned too at the top of this video that Brennan and Katie are both new to Hickory golf, and I believe this was the first real round of Hickory golf that Brennan played. He had some other clubs, but I brought him a set of Wilson irons that I refurbished for him, and this was his first round with those. Brennan's a longtime viewer of the channel, one of the first subscribers to the channel, so appreciate that. And also worth noting that him and his wife are part of the Chicago Salmon Vintage Baseball Club, which plays vintage baseball according to 1859 rules, which I've always wanted to try. There's been other teams that I've seen up in the Northeast that are pretty competitive. It looks like the Chicago Salmon would be more my speed if I was in the area. But yeah, very cool. So they're definitely into old golf, old baseball as well. Here's number 2. It's a par 4. Short par 4, 208 yards for us from the Reds. We figured we'd play the red tees today because it was, this is an exhibition for me, first of all. 9 holes, short layout. Just trying to have a good time today, and wanted to help Brennan work through his set. That's kind of what I like to do when I sell sets, if I can, is play the first round of golf with them. So if they have any issues with the clubs, I can kind of help him on the spot. But Brennan took to his clubs pretty quick and had some good shots with them. He was more comfortable using the mashie off the tee. And here's me using the Tom Morris mashie after my tee shot, which went right. See, I've got the rain gear out. This was the first round of golf that I filmed when it rained. I had a setup that I hadn't had an opportunity to use until this round, but my camera is set up underneath a little umbrella, and it actually worked pretty well. A nice lag putt from Brennan. One thing that wasn't working for me in this round was the raincoat. While I think it looks pretty cool and is period correct, It did not protect me from the rain whatsoever, and I was soaked by the end of this round. All right, here's number 3, another short par 4, 217 yards. There's Brennan taking some photos. He's a professional photographer and art teacher. He takes all the photos for the Chicago Salmon Vintage Baseball Club and took some great shots that you saw at the front of this video. Some of the best shots that anyone's ever taken of me golfing from this round from Brennan's camera. This was a fun round for me to get used to using the Stewart driving iron off the tee exclusively. At this point of the season, I kind of decided that I'm going to just stop using the brassy altogether and just focus on being accurate and in the fairway, even if it's shorter than what my best shots with the brassy would have been. And I think that's probably a good thing for me to continue to do in next season, 2023. Just to, my goal in 2023 is to play bogey golf, and I think I can do that if I'm in the fairway off the tee, much better than I can with the 20% of the time hitting a good shot with the brassy off the tee. These greens ran pretty well despite the rain. And I will say this is a very well taken care of course. We're going to get one of those on camera where you make it. All right, number 4, another short par 4, 240 yards. I think you're getting the picture here that this is a pretty short course, even if we had been playing from the white tees. But yeah, it is considered one of the better 9-hole layouts in the Chicagoland area. Very well maintained, even if it's a shell of what it was as a 18-hole professional layout in the 1940s and 50s. And let's talk a little bit more about that history now. This course has been around since 1925, which is why it plays so well with Hickory clubs. But in the 1940s, the president of Tam O'Shanter Country Club, George S. May, started an event called the World Championship of Golf, and he put a significant winning purse on that event, which attracted some of the best players in the world, basically. So Ben Hogan played here, Sam Snead, Byron Nelson, just a who's who of the best golfers in the 40s and 50s played on this site. And I say this site because there aren't too many original holes left to the 18-hole layout. I'll talk a little bit about a couple of those as we get further into this round. The first hole is original, and other than that, there isn't much else until we get toward the end of this round. But yeah, George May was considered one of the great American golf promoters in the mid-century period, and before Arnold Palmer and the Golf Channel, you have to thank George May for bringing golf to, or at least tournament golf, to television, way before the Masters or any other major event was televised. All right, so we had a peak of sun here for a brief period of time, enough for me to hit a mashie deep into the weeds behind the green there. One of my best swings of the day, but just way too much.
It felt really good until I realized I hit it way too hard.
Brennan had a nice, easy swing there. Got it up on the green. Because I was over in the weeds looking for my ball, I missed his approach putt. I believe he ended up bogeying this hole. It's a larger green than you expect. When you get up to it, you can't see how big the green actually is until you start walking toward it from the tee. The gentleman in the blue jacket there walking toward us was one of the starters, and he was giving us a heads up that we had about 35 minutes before stronger weather was moving in. So we decided we were going to try to pick up the pace a little bit here. Moving on to number 6, another par 3. 134 yards from the red tees, and this is one of the original holes to the 18-hole layout. It's a tough hole, though. You've got a tree on the left side, and when the pin is on the left, unless you can draw the ball around that tree, you got to go a different route. But I enjoyed this hole. I thought it was a lot of fun. Brennan found himself right in front of the green there. That was one of my better swings of the day as well. Actually did put a draw on that ball and got it around the tree. Put myself in a position for birdie. This is Brennan's par putt, I believe.
in there. Great birdie.
Yeah, great putt there from Bill. And this was a tricky putt for me. Just gave it a little too much pace.
Thank you.
All right, number 7. Back to the par 4s, 278 yards.
Beauty.
Not what I planned, but
Yeah. I think Bill and his classic set of clubs are probably more suited for this round than me and my Hickories, considering the history of the course. But like I said, it did play very well with Hickories. Every green was easily approachable.
before I do it.
Very few forced carries. Chicago River wraps its way through this course in spots, as you've seen so far. But it's all very manageable with Hickory clubs.
Oh no. Get right of it. Jeez.
One thing I was real happy with in this round was my approaches with the mashie. This was kind of the first round in the 2022 season where I was really getting into a groove with timing my mashie approaches. If you've been watching the channel since the beginning, you remember back with my old swing, before the single plane swing I use now, one of the most consistent things I could do was hit approach shots with the mashie. And I kind of lost that for a bit when I first started using the single plane golf swing, and now I'm back to being more comfortable with that shot, which is great.
Nice. Good job.
There's my highlight putt of the round so far. All right, moving on to number 8, another par 4, 288 yards. And the rain's picking up now.
That's pretty good.
Felt good. Oh yeah.
You got a members bounce too.
So Brennan was using my Walter Hagen splice neck replica made by Louisville Golf. I brought that with for this round because I expected there was going to be some rain and I didn't want to get my authentic brassy wet. A lot of people ask me what my opinion is of replicas versus authentics, and I always say, well, I'm biased because I like authentics, I play authentics, and I sell authentics. But I will say that for a brand new Hickory golfer, there's a benefit in using the replica woods in the very beginning of your Hickory career, because you don't have to worry about them breaking. You can swing more confidently with them. And as you start to get more comfortable with the Hickory swing, and especially more comfortable with doing repair work, then I think you should move on to the authentic brassy. That's my personal opinion. I feel like the authentic clubs give you the true Hickory golf experience. But again, that's just my experience and my opinion. A lengthy putt here, but I've been feeling pretty good with the putter.
Dang, yeah, nice.
And that was the highlight of my round. All right, final hole, number 9, short par 3, 81 yards. And I failed to mention at the beginning of number 8 that number 8 and number 9 used to be the par 5 second in the 18-hole layout, and they broke those two apart to make the current day number 8, number 9. So yeah, nice executive course here. Great for beginners, great for Hickory golf. I'm looking forward to coming back and playing this course on a day when the weather is a little nicer. But the fact that I had a good time in these kinds of conditions says a lot about the golf course and the company.
It's a good putt.
Would have been nice to get that birdie.
I like that line.
So as I tap out here, followed by Brennan, I want to thank you for watching this round at Tam O'Shanter Golf Course. If you'd like to try Hickory golf with your own set of authentic Hickory golf clubs like Brennan has here, feel free to reach out to me and I'd be happy to help set you up. And also consider joining the Society of Hickory Golfers so that you can meet other Hickory golfers in your area and participate in Hickory golf events worldwide. All right, that'll do it this week, folks. Thanks for watching. We'll be back next week with another video. In the meantime, here's some from the archive for you to check out. As always, take care, and we'll see you next time.